Hello everybody. This is April 8th of 2023. Again, it is another warm day out here. Nice day, mostly sunny. As you can probably tell, I'm squinting without my sunglasses on. That was probably a mistake. But considering what we're going to be doing today, I might not need those sunglasses. It is blazing 36 degrees. That's Fahrenheit and above zero. And we're going to be hopefully trying to dig into these hives once again here. Remember, my last attempt, everything was kind of frozen shut. But more than that, today I've got some fondant we're going to be hopefully putting on out here and some pollen patties. It's time to do that. And forecast for the next week is looking right around normal temperatures, maybe a little above normal. We're talking about in the 40s. 50s and maybe even 60 over the next 6 to 7 days. So we're really looking forward to that. As you can see, there's still a lot of snow here. In fact, I brought along a hive tool that maybe many people don't even consider a hive tool. Let me grab that over here. That would be, yes, a snow shovel. We've been getting reports from down in Duluth and areas farther south that they're starting to see bears. So I need to do something here, and that's fire up my fence charger, but I can't fire that up until all the snow is off of my poly tape that runs around the perimeter here. So I need to dig out the poly tape, and then once I leave, hopefully I'll remember to fire up the fence charger here and start protecting the area from any bears. I know we got one in the area. I've caught it on I usually put up trail cams next to my hives, to apiaries, and I've caught one out here kind of looking over the fence and sniffing, and so they're here. They haven't been brave enough to go through the fence yet, and more again in a later video coming up when I can actually walk around without snowshoes on. Yeah, it's another snowshoe day here. More again about fence chargers, but I did try walking in without the snowshoes. I got 3 steps in, and all of a sudden I sunk up just a little over my knees, and well, that's it. So again, up here at, as you can probably tell, Windy Ridge Apiaries, right near Knife River, Minnesota. So let's get going. Oh, and did I mention the girls are out flying, at least from one hive here. I can see them out flying, and lots of cleansing flight activity. You probably can't see it on the snow here, but there's lots of stains all over the snow out here. So the girls are waking up and enjoying their little respite from being inside in the dark. All right, now let's get going. All right, gave each of the hives a pollen patty, pretty small one. The last one, they're so active, I gave them 2. And also some, of course, I'm using Hive Alive fondant, and I cut the package in half, cut off the bottom portion that'll be down against the screen so they can have access to that. Hopefully that'll be enough until we can get in further when it gets a little warmer and less snow. Not too excited about these first 3 colonies here. I didn't see any activity. Doesn't necessarily mean there weren't any in there, but I didn't see any activity. The last one, they were buzzing around pretty good in that one, the far one there. Next, I'm going to go, of course, clean out the entrances. make sure they have access. Obviously, we know one hive definitely has access. They've got bees flying out here. You can see them out on the snow here. And again, like I said before, there's stains everywhere, so they're doing their cleansing flights. And then after that, I'm going to try and dig out the poly tape here for the electric fence and try and get that ready for bear season. So let's get going. Well, once again, I have been beaten by the snow and ice. There are portions along my fence line here that are so crusted over, frozen, with all the rain we've had, snow melt, etc., that there are portions along that fence line where the ice is so thick that I can't even get down there, and I'm afraid I start chopping too hard, I'm going to start breaking things. Not only the yellow insulators you may see there, but also possibly my poly tape. So we'll watch this over the next few days, and as it melts down, I'll try and get out here and clean this off as soon as possible and get ready for the bears. So, all right, that's it for this one. Thanks again for joining us today here at Windy Ridge Apiaries. Hello everybody. It is now April 9th of 2023, and I'm out here at the Holyoke Apiary. Bee yard number 1, of course. Bee yard number 2 is still covered in snow, and this is pretty much here. Snow has melted a lot. I'd say snow is down maybe about 9 inches out here, so still kind of deep. Had some trouble coming across the field in the snowshoes. It has softened up enough now where, well, number one, the snow sticks to the snowshoes, making them a little heavier. There goes a bee by here. Make them a little heavier to pick up and move forward. And the other thing is when the snow softens up, you have a tendency to fall through more. So there's a couple places where I went down up to my knees, and but you climb right back out, and everything's just fine. So what we're doing here today is kind of a continuation of what I did yesterday up at Windy Ridge, and I also visited the Arrowhead Bee Yard yesterday also. Things are looking good at the Arrowhead Bee Yard. Of the 3 hives that were still alive, there's still 3 hives still alive there, so I'm quite pleased with that. Gave them some fondant and some pollen patties, and that should hold them for a little bit as we get into this warm weather here. The weather forecast looking pretty good for the next week. Temperatures up in the 40s and 50s. Interestingly, when I was coming through Duluth near Lake Superior, I had a temperature of 41 degrees, which is blazing hot. But I got down here at Holyoke, and now we're at 51 degrees here. So it's almost summer. It's almost shirt sleeve weather. If it wasn't for this wind coming through here, I think I'd probably be okay with taking the jacket off. But there's still a little bit of wind chill with this, because as that wind blows across that snow, it picks up that cold and tends to distribute it onto me. All right, again, today we're going to be putting in some pollen patties and fondant out here. And I realized yesterday, sometime after the recording, that, I really didn't show you what I was doing up close. So here's an attempt to do that. Okay, using some pollen patties, I can't say that word. I I've sliced them into pretty thin slices here. And I will pull off the paper backing on one side only, and then I will take and push that exposed portion of the pollen patty through that number 8 hardware cloth screen. And for the Hive Alive fondant here, yesterday I was cutting these in half and putting them on, and I did that because those bee yards are a little more accessible than this one. So today I'm going to try and give them the whole fondant patty, or fondant, yeah, it is a patty, but I'm cutting the whole bottom off of here, not just a little hole or a square. I'm going to cut the whole bottom off and press it down, and hopefully press them through the screen so that the bees have access to it. All the way down here I had the temperature in the truck up at the 90 degrees, and these are good and soft, and I better get going before things start hard up here, and it's starting to drip on me. I thought it looked a little dark to the north here, but there you go. Well, I'm here. Well, let's get her done. Well, folks, that is it for Holyoke. Out of the 7 hives I had here, I had one that died out. I think that was the January 9th one. And looks like I have one more dead out, hive number 2 now, but the others are intact here. So I've got five hives out here yet. We should be good to go now. Give them a little sustenance, both in the way of the fondant patty and some pollen patties. And did get rained on a little bit here, just some dripping, but with, as you probably saw, with the number 8 hardware cloth, 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch hardware cloth, I was well protected from the bees. But now they're out flying again, and I've had a couple land on the camera. So they're doing their cleansing flights, and they deserve it. It's been a long winter inside these hives. And turn the camera around just a little bit here, and we can see that I've got some clouds off that way. Darker clouds, maybe a little bit of rain shaft here and there, but as we turn over to the west here, look at that. Blue sky, some light fluffy clouds. So just a little narrow band of showers coming through, thankfully. So my walk back across the field will not be as bad as it would have been in rain. So All right, that's it for this video. Putting some feet on. We'll catch you again in the next one. Thank you for watching this episode from Windy Ridge Apiaries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on any newly posted videos. And at your discretion, please leave a comment below. And until next time, do a good day. Hello. The bees are out here checking me out. They're flying despite how windy it is out here. It's amazing. And I feel a couple drops of rain coming down, which was kind of unexpected, so we better get through this.